Alright, ever the consummate professional, I accidentally live streamed my coffee with the consumer instead of recording the video. So I am literally just gonna play the video that I recorded because it won't let me fucking download it yet. I can't download it. So I did a 22-minute live stream and I'm just gonna fucking play it to start this shit. And then I'm gonna have to edit it to modify it. So fucking here we go.
It's time for the consumer morning.
Nope, that's
My
not what I
Bitcoin,
wanted.
My mine, it does not make a lot of money anymore. It makes 66 cents a day. But more importantly, it heats my house. So let's
I
go
could
ahead
speed
and
this
turn
up
this on for
too,
the day.
so you guys don't have to.
Overnight and heat my house. Let's take a look. Let's start with some Stonks. Log into Fidelity real quick on the other monitor so you can't see my username and password and try to steal all my Stonks. Oh, but you totally hear my keyboard and guess my password from my keystrokes like some kind of Sherlock Holmes villain.
What's happening, everybody?
Don't know how you're going to spoof my phone number for my two-part authentication, two-factor authentication.
I did a live stream instead of a record, so right now I'm literally
$5,000
recording my live stream.
gas stock that I recently purchased, and it shot up today another 3%, making a total of a 90% profit in 2 days. So I'm gonna bounce out of that a little bit as well. So let's just take a look in here. I'm gonna sell another 5,000. Why not?
Is there anything in here that can
$5,000?
be tracked to us?
Let's
An
do a
account
simple
number
market
or
order.
anything they can see?
Preview.
No.
Place that order.
Are you positive?
No.
Smart man would probably just leave it because natural gas is just gonna keep going up. But you know what? I've never been a smart man, and especially because oh no, that's not a dividend stock. So the dividend view, my only dividend stock is Honda, and I'm just kind of hanging out. Activision's to get sold, part of the Microsoft deal. Just hanging out. I'm gonna collect that $362.
My natural gas went up when I sold it.
I got another dividend stock, which I plan on buying, but it looks like it's stuck in a beautiful little pattern.
I'm leaving that in. I'm making my wife uncomfortable with my openness.
One dividend yield. If we take a look at the year, it looks like it dips down in the low 30s and then it bounces to the high 30s. Then it dips down, bounces up, dip down, bounce up, dip down, bounce up. Right now, it's on a bounce up. I don't know what happened here, but that's a good time to buy. Now, if we take a look at 5 years, actually, take a look at Max. It's been a solid performer for quite a while. This was during hard times, the last great depression or recession, whatever you want to call it, was right in here. It did not dip down that much. And the whole time, you'd be getting paid dividends. Delicious coffee. Let me put a few more nuts in my mouth. Almost every morning for breakfast, I have coffee, nuts, and bacon. That's just how I do things. Shot up to 4. Let's take a look at this 5 year. Right here was COVID. So before COVID, that's kind of how you have to look at stocks now. You got before COVID stocks and after COVID stocks. Because once COVID hit, they shot the fucking money printer on and shit went all crazy. But none of that money printer money went into this stock. Meaning this is not a growth stock. This is a stock market crash protection stock.
Leaving that
those
in.
are the kind of stocks that I'm interested in right now.
Like I'm recording the live stream
and then rise up.
Post all this, like to hear everything you just said.
And right now, it's in the high 30s and it's taking a slow decline down.
What?
So once I see it,
Did you not listen to any word I just said?
Buy $10,000.
I thought you were watching a recording.
I am watching a recording. I'm recording myself watching a recording.
Can you stop and start over?
I could, but I'm not gonna because this is fucking hilarious.
Buy you at 34.20.
That's embarrassing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, there you go. Let's buy 10K of you.
Bye.
Let's do good till cancel. There we go. That's gonna be another dividend stock that I hold for a while the economy goes to shit, crashes.
Explain
I
yourself.
Should be protected in this brand here.
Here, come.
We'll discuss later.
No, come. Explain yourself to the 10 people that watch this.
No.
Why don't you like it?
It's personal.
What's personal about it?
I don't like it. Stop it.
They don't know who I
I'm
am.
leaving.
Oh, I'm being left. She's leaving me, guys. I am being left. I have not been punched. I know when I've been punched. I've not been punched. I know when I've been punched. You were not punched.
Oh. Okay. What is that? 320 shares? Oh, look how close I got. 315 shares? Okay, fine. 307 shares. Fuck. It's almost like it's only subtracting 36 for each one that I reduce it by. There we go. That's good enough. 290. We'll buy 290 shares of this bad boy at 34.2. Assuming it drops down into that position. A lot of times I can't look at stocks every single day. So I'll put some of these orders in to grab it at a price I think is pretty good. Everything else is kind of dog shit. I'm glad the Honda's up a little bit. The yen took a pretty big dive yesterday. And that is it for Consumer Morning Stocks. Let's take a look at some Google News. What does Google got to say? Google.com. Just some news. Don't care.
And this quality is really shit on 1080p with my 4K monitor.
Bias. It's coming from a little news source called CNN. I wonder if they got some kind of bias in this story. I don't know if that's possible. I mean, talking about two pro wrestlers making the progressive liberal to be the bad guy at matches. Yeah, it's probably got a little bit of a spin in some direction. I would have no clue which direction. Driver charged after work dies when SUV crashes into Hingham, Massachusetts Apple Store. Only reason that's in the news is the Apple Store. 20-year-old hiker missing at sub-zero temperatures for 2 days after a solo trek. Don't go hiking in the cold unless you want to have your remains found believed to be missing Georgia toddler mother charged with murder. Super fun. Super fun. Lack of clues about University of Idaho killings fuel fears and rumors. Yeah, this dude is going to be the new Ted Bundy of the year. Didn't use a gun, just used a knife to do a little pokey pokey. Also skinned a dog, I believe. Little fun times over there in Idaho. Okay, why are you convicting these guys of tax fraud when the FTX guy stole billions of dollars? Fuck these guys. I don't even know who these two people are. I'm guessing they're conservative because it's going on CNN and they actually got convicted. But I don't know who they are. Let's find out real quick. Oh, doesn't look like it. But they did fuck with the banks. You never fuck with the banks or you'll get caught. They fuck with banks. Took out a bunch of fraudulent loans. I wonder who else took out a bunch of fraudulent loans. Oh yeah, the FTX guy. Why the fuck isn't he in jail? That'll be a fun little witch. What do they call that? Kangaroo court here. Fun little kangaroo court. Nice. Well, that's fun too. 19-year-old asked court to let her watch her father's execution. Okay, yeah, that's a weird way to get your rocks off, but more power to you. I wonder if they're going to ship these illegal immigrants that they call migrants. It's not exactly what a migrant is. There's a difference between a legal immigrant and a migrant. But what if they're going to ship these over to a fancy liberal city and watch the liberals freak the fuck out? Poor Java. With a bad building infrastructure, earthquakes in Java are extremely dangerous. 268 dead. Now you can tell. One of these stories is a bit out of date. Body number climbing. Rest in peace, Indonesians. I don't give a shit about anything the Pope does. Kim's sister might be more crazy than Kim, but it's impossible to tell the truth over here in our American land. As much as when it comes to propaganda, North Korea sucks at propaganda. Their propaganda is obvious and easy to spot. For our propaganda in America, for most people, is far harder to spot. This piece up here, this political piece, this is propaganda. You can tell by just the title. California Republican who voted to impeach Trump wins re-election. So what they're trying to say with this little implied message here is that impeaching Trump is popular, and people who want to impeach Trump are winners. The way it's framed. Good old political. Nice little left-leaning rag. Fox News is a right-leaning propaganda machine. So they omit that part. They just say California Republican David Valadao elected to represent the state's 22nd congressional district. So what Fox News is going to do is spin it to say it's a Republican win, right? Because they're on the right. The left is going to spin it as it's an anti-Trump win. Even though a Republican won, it's not that he's a Republican, he's an anti-Trump Republican. Because their biggest fear right now is for another Trump victory. Which is a bit silly. If they actually manage to tarnish Trump, then they have to go up against DeSantis. And DeSantis has proven himself competent. Trump has proven himself incompetent, entertaining, and very difficult to beat because he's a bombastic media figure. But woefully incompetent. He did not accomplish nearly as much as he should have in his presidency. Primarily because he hired a bunch of fools to do his job for him, and those people did not like him, and they turned their back on him. Basically, fucked him over repeatedly. But if you don't surround yourself with good people, you will never succeed. That's the interesting thing about the apocalypse if it comes.
God damn, I'm
Here in the
insightful.
Pacific Northwest, and shit goes to shit. We got hit. We go to blows. Shit goes wild. I may have guns. I may have ammo. I may have food. I may have all the necessities to survive for about a month. But what I don't have is a crew. So I will never survive the apocalypse without a crew. Let's say I pull my big boy guns out, got my 30 rounds in, and a gaggle of, I don't know, 20 armed people are like, hey, we want your stuff. Guess what I'm going to do? Oh yeah, I'm in a sharing mood. Here you go. Take my stuff. 20 people who I could never possibly defeat. So in an apocalypse, it's important to find a community which you can become a part of and become a very productive member within that community. That's how you survive an apocalypse. Guns and ammo help, but without a large support structure of people, you'll never survive. Here in the Pacific Northwest, I have no support structure. So when the apocalypse happens, my greatest chance of survival is suicide, because there's no way in fuck I'm going to survive. If I can somehow make it to Arizona, 1,500 miles away, I got hundreds of people I can chill with there, but here in the Pacific Northwest, I got nothing. Stock market jumps today. Don't listen to that. It's only going to continue to crash for most companies, especially the big tech names. Apple and Tesla are the two last remaining stocks that need to crash. And then also the housing market. Once Apple crashes, but Apple keeps bouncing up and the Fed keeps getting pissed, Apple has not crashed yet. It's gone down a little, but that's no crash. I mean, this might be kind of considered a crash a little bit, but we need to see this bad boy at like 120 or lower before the Federal Reserve's like, all right, we've crashed it enough. Tesla's getting hit pretty hard, but I just think that's because a lot of powerful liberal interests are mad at Elon Musk. A lot of culties. Well, that's a pretty hardy crash. That's a pretty hardy crash. Tesla's kind of out. It's probably only get worse. They have a lot of shorts out on Tesla, so that's probably only going to get worse. So Tesla's done. So Apple's pretty much the only thing holding up the stock market right now. So we got to see Apple hit the shitter. Then we got to see the housing market crash, and then the Federal Reserve can reverse their quantitative tightening and either hold it steady or start to do some quantitative easing, reducing that interest rate.
Yeah, that looks like shit. I'm gonna have to
Some people say we're
start recording in 4K.
That's where no stocks rise for about a decade. The best Black Friday game console deals. There's yet to be a game on the PlayStation 5 that I want to play, aside from Demon's Souls Remake. And I've already played Demon's Souls Original. The remake does look fantastic. So there is no reason for me to buy PlayStation 5 just yet. There's 0 games on the Xbox that I want to play. And then the Nintendo Switch I already own. So for me, the Nintendo Switch, a Nintendo product and a PC always seem to be the best combo for me. Don't care. Don't care. Good little soccer, don't care. Skip right, skip past the sports. Okay. Alright, good job, NASA. Wasting our money and time into space. I love technology and space travel, but I believe it's a waste. I don't believe humans will ever have the capability to escape our planet and move to another planet in a different solar system. Just not feasible. I appreciate their efforts, and humanity should always progress, but it is kind of a waste of money. They need to find a way to make it profitable. So I like the billionaires who want to spend all the billions of dollars to go to space so they can fuel this kind of shit. Now, the capitalist dream, the kind of right-wing dream, is to lower all the taxes on the rich people so the rich people can use their money for things like space exploration. And they call it trickle-down economics. It does kind of work. The top gets about 99% richer, and the bottom gets about 1% richer. So that 1% does trickle down to the bottom. But do you really want the top getting 99% richer while you get 1% richer? Sure, you're going to feel a little bit richer, but the wealthy people are going to feel a lot fucking richer. So I don't really agree or like the trickle-down economics policy of Mr. Ronald Reagan. Thanksgiving, make a bad season for respiratory illness. Even worse, dun dun dun, get the fear. Drink this fear in. It just says shots-health news. So this is a little push for the flu shot. I'm not anti-vax in the slightest. I have had all my important vaccinations. I am, however, anti-vaccinations that don't work, that aren't for a serious illness, and that you have to take on a regular basis. That sounds more like a profit revenue for a pharmaceutical company than a vaccination. Like if you get vaccinated for, I don't know, polio, you actually don't get polio after getting the vaccine for polio. You don't have to re-up every single year because it actually works. Like if I'm driving my bike, I don't have a bike, but if I steal some little kid's bike and I'm driving his bike and a rabid bat flies down and scrapes my hand, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go get vaccinated for rabies. Do you know why? Because that vaccination for rabies works. If you don't get vaccinated for rabies, you die. There was a story of a guy in Canada who did not know he hit a bat on a motorcycle. Canada bat, rabies, dead. Let's see if we can get it. Right here. 21-year-old man dies of rabies after contact with a bat. Pretty sure he was just riding his motorcycle and he got hit with a fucking bat or some shit. He didn't even fucking know it. Had no fucking clue he got in contact with a bat, if I remember the story correctly. And he's just a normal 21-year-old dude, happened to get in contact with the bat, just scraped his skin a little bit, or some shit. It's not saying too much about what happened. I don't want to click the video and give these people more press, fucking news. So yeah, that's my take on there. Light drinking in pregnancy can change fetal brain. No shit. I appreciate that you're continuing the study on this, but fetal alcohol syndrome has been known for a long time. A baby is literally connected to the mom, so whatever the mom ingests or does literally goes right to the baby, right to the fetus. So if she has bacon, the baby has bacon. She has alcohol, the baby has alcohol. She does a line of coke, the baby does a line of coke. I was going to say she gets fucked, the baby gets fucked, but that's a disturbing image. Fungal infections to become more common as their range expands. Fear. Drink that fear in. Drink that fucking fear in. All right, news done. Let's take a look at my YouTube. What do we got on the docket today? I am not live. It says I'm live here. Live.
I was
Oh, fuck, I
live.
am live.
Fucking idiot.
I'm live here. Oh, fuck.
Fucking idiot. All right, we're done with the live
I guess I'll do this
section.
live. I am live.
Fucking idiot. All right, now I'm gonna paste in the rest. All right, I started fucking streaming instead of recording, which is real dumb because you can pop some shit up on live stream, and I kind of did, and I had to fucking private the video, put my name on there, and I'm going to have to download it and edit it, all that jazz. No one can know my name. My name is a secret. People find out my name, and then I never get a job again. With the plugin for my live streaming, I have to be logged into regular mode, and I have 2 YouTube accounts, one under my personal name and one under the consumer. So I have to use a shared account, and I can no longer log in as incognito, because when you go to incognito, that's how I used to log into the consumer. You can't use plugins, and this chat plugin is what I use. So let's take a look. Oh, this guy. His videos are always good. I will watch that later. This is on the docket. I recommend everyone watch that one. His education is funny. He does some try not to laugh. He's like a 5 out of 10 funny. San Francisco 49ers, solid. Yeah, sure. Elon Musk is a bit of a pipe dreamer. Hasn't really accomplished anything. People think he's accomplished things, but he hasn't. All he's really done is bought businesses and improved their business processes, which is an accomplishment. But he didn't invent rockets. He didn't invent tunnels. He didn't invent batteries, and he didn't invent electric cars. All that shit already existed. All he did was buy fucking companies that were starting to do that. He didn't found Tesla. Someone else already had Tesla. He bought it. He bought the company, and then he made manufacturing improvements so you can actually manufacture a car company. And a big part of how he fueled that is to have people buy the car up front with cash, and then you use that cash to fuel a lot of the expansion of Tesla, which is a smart thing to do. Get idiots to pay for something that they don't currently have, which a lot of idiots did. Use that money for things that you haven't yet built to build the things that they've already bought. Pretty smart technique. But in terms of his engineering or programming prowess, I have yet to see it. Have yet to see it. Okay. This is a fucking terrible video, but I'm just gonna keep fucking going with it. This is why I should do post-coffee videos and not do it when I'm all fucking tired and groggy in the morning. Tactics Yogurt, very good game. I don't need no beginner's guide because I'm elite and advanced. Let's go to some subscriptions. Let's see what we got here. Dan O'Donnell, James O'Keefe, Project Veritas. Someone just linked me some Dan O'Donnell shit. Dan O'Donnell is like a 50% accurate and 50% absolutely insane person. He does the standard trope of putting in really scary music with his videos and then showing a bunch of elite people that are meeting together and pretending he knows what the fuck they're meeting about. Elite people meeting is just kind of standard. Billionaires congregate with billionaires. That does not mean they're doing nefarious shit in the background. That also doesn't mean they're not doing nefarious shit in the background. We have no fucking clue what these billionaires are doing. Anyone who says they know what the billionaires are doing is either a billionaire invited to the billionaire club or better have some fucking evidence, some fucking facts. And they never do, including this Dan O'Donnell. He'll say things like, trust me, this is what they're doing, with some scary music in the background. But he has no facts, no evidence. So you can watch him. He's kind of entertaining. And he says about 50% of the things that are correct. He'll say things like the left and the right are mostly working together, and they're using very artificial things to divide the country, which is provable with evidence when you look at their voting patterns and the fact that every president has expanded the military budget, every president has expanded the pharmaceutical industry, and they're in lockstep on all the important issues. Now, things like abortion and gay rights, things that don't really matter to us as a society, that's where they sow their division, so they can pretend that there is a difference between the two parties. Trump is an exception. He wasn't supposed to be elected. He's not really a part of either party. He's a reality TV star, which is why they were mad that he got elected. He was not supposed to win. And they've done a lot, so he won't win again. This guy's channel is really good. He talks about solid RPG stuff. I will probably agree with whatever his opinion on the Geofield Chronicle is, unless it's positive, because this game was pretty shit. It was bare bones and was not a very high quality game here. Let's take a look. And I really want to watch that, but yeah, fuck it. I'll watch it. We'll watch that. My Delirium Everywhere 10-hour stream last night. Beautiful. The Do, I'll probably get hit with the copyright because he plays music and he plays it so fucking good it'll probably sound like the music. He's absolutely incredible. Fantastic guitarist. Really on point with the memes. This is a short. This chick here, I only watch her because she's got tits. So let's give that a watch. What's she playing? Do or Die. Nathan James. I've never even heard of that. Let's take a look. Yeah. Let's stop before copyright strikes. You get the point. She is a good guitarist. She's the guitarist for Machine Gun Kelly. Let's hit this on some 1080p. Let's see what this ugly boy like myself has to say. Let's do this, ugly boy.
Grab yourself a drink. It is time for some Path of Exile discussion. Patch 3.20 is coming reasonably soon, about 3 weeks' time, and Review Games today provided a Balance Manifesto. This is the third in the series. I've got videos down below on numbers 1 and 2. For Balance Manifesto that contains nerfs, I'm surprised that this one has been as well received as it has been. This one's one that's looking at one of the richest and also most rewarding parts of gameplay in 3.19 or 3.18 before that, or 3.17 before that, and that is the Elrich Alters system. These are rated in patch 3.17, they allow you to juice up maps considerably, causing you to add a whole bunch of extra packs into them, and also causing a lot of really, really dangerous debuffs on players, many of which can get you killed, but also will provide a lot of loot. This system is not being rebuilt from the ground up, but a number of changes are being made that are going to be pretty impactful. Let's go through everything here. So firstly, there's a number of changes to altar rewards. The first thing is that GGG consider Eldritch Altars currently so rewarding that they're stopping players from wanting to engage in content that's not in maps like Delve or Heist and the like. Because of this, running games are going to be lightly nerfing the top-end rewards from altars. Now when I say top
yeah, I didn't really notice any of this. I didn't really play. I played altars. I didn't really call them that. I didn't realize that's what they were calling them, but I don't care. This is nothing to me.
The more aggressively you are focused on scaling altars as much as possible. So if you were running Wrath of the Cosmos and Eldritch Gaze before, then you're going to see this as a fairly significant nerf. But if you weren't running with both of those keystones, or if you were running with neither of them, then it's going to be much smaller. There's also a number of other
I wasn't running with those keystones.
Some of which are not. A number of options are being removed from these altars. These are duplicating gems, influenced items, unique items, gems, and maps. Now, with the exception of maps, these were almost always rubbish. They were generally things you didn't want to pick. This means that other reward types will take their place, and as a result will be more common than they are now. Altars will no longer offer a choice for basic currency without describing what that basic currency is going to be, but instead they'll offer choices for specific currency. For example, instead of seeing altars that say map boss drops 3 basic currency items, you'll now see an altar that says something like map boss drops 3 additional var orbs, Or if you're very lucky, map boss drops 2 additional divine orbs or something like that. Currency rewards from influence minions no longer drop in stacks. Some of the very common, very low value currency rewards are going to be removed from this basic currency reward. I think in general, from a raw currency perspective, this seems like a buff overall, although I'll have to playtest it to see. There are going to be a number of changes for Scarab and Divination card rewards, and they'll be more specific. So for example, instead of it saying you're getting Divination cards, you'll see things like Divination cards.
I'm going to be so disappointed to not get my giant stacks of blacksmith waste stones.
Which reward unique jewelry, which if you're very lucky is a doctor, and if you're less lucky, as you normally will be, it'll be a divination card more like hubris. Now these specific currency, Scarab, and divination card rewards will be split so that they are exclusive to one altar type. So if you want to chase a specific type of reward, you'll be able to more deterministically farm that, and whilst you're not going to be guaranteed to get it all the time, it's going to be something you'll be able to work towards over time somewhat. That will provide players some agency in SSF if they want to chase a medium rarity unique item that has a divination card for it. You can then try and find the appropriate influence type to go for it. The rewards that still remain are going to be currency, Scarabs, div cards, duplicate currency, duplicate uniques, duplicate Scarabs, duplicate maps, and duplicate divination cards, as well as the quantity rarity.
That's kind of cool.
To give a specific example, if you run maps influenced by the Eater of Worlds, you'll see divine orbs from the basic currency reward more than twice as often as before. And I assume that means that the Searing Exarch will have exalted orbs instead as the replacement there. On the whole, Scarabs will be offered a lot less than before from altars, but wait. We don't want them to be too scarce in general. As such, we're adding rusted Scarabs to the core drop pool. We're adding a vendor recipe that can be used to upgrade Scarabs between tiers using the 3-to-1 ratio, but this caps out at gilded Scarabs. We're also going to be adding an upgrade button in the Fragment Stash tab that will
That's
upgrade Scarabs
awesome.
for you, similar to the upgrade functionality in the Essence Stash tab. I think this is going to be a huge change. Just getting Scarabs dropping in regular gameplay means that there'll be a lot more available. You won't need to play specific things in order to get them. You'll get them while you're playing the game normally, and then you can decide what you're going to do with them. You can use the Horizon Orb recipe, you can use the...
I no longer use Scarabs, though, because I think it's a lot more beneficial to use that node where you can't modify your maps. I forget what it's called.
Also addresses boss rushing, which is one of those things where a very powerful way to play the game becomes boring quickly. It doesn't have very much staying power, and as a result, TGG are going out of their way to nerf it a little bit. So players currently have an incentive to skip past all regular map monsters and kill the map boss first. Motivation for doing so is altars which will offer rewards affecting the map boss are less desirable right now. By killing the boss first, you eliminate those options for your map altars, which makes them more rewarding. One of those cases where the most efficient and rewarding gameplay strategy undermines the expected gameplay loop and encourages players to do things that aren't really fun, like run straight to the boss on a Mesa map or a Foundry map, where you know exactly where the boss is going to be. We're making a few numerical changes to altar rewards, so that choices that affect boss drops or influence monster drops are more comparably valuable. The boss drop rewards will be slightly better on average than Eldritch Minion rewards. Really interested to see how this turns out. This way, it's going to be back to probably wanting to kill the entire map in most situations. Eldritch Altar Link monster packs are going to be getting nerfed somewhat here. This is not a gutting sweeping nerf, it is a modest one. The amount of influence packs that are spawned by Eldritch influence maps has been reduced by about a third, but the chance of influence altar spawning has been increased by about half to somewhat offset this. We're making this change to add some variance to altar gameplay. Previously, Eldritch influence maps would always spawn exactly 60 packs, 60 within a map. They'll now spawn somewhere between 20 and 60 packs per map. It's a large enough variance that the difference should be very notable, and it should also encourage more decision making around altars. For example, if you intuit that it's a 20 pack map, you might be more inclined to pick map boss modifiers, as there won't be as many influence monsters in the map to get other rewards from. And at the same time as this, GG are changing the way that these packs spawn. Instead of all 8 types of monsters for a particular influence being an option, there'll only be 3, and there'll be 3 across the map. So for instance, with the Eater of Worlds, if you don't get the Tentacle Beast creations in your first 3 packs and you get 3 different things, then you know there's going to be no Tentacle Beast creations in that map. This wasn't intended as a power change, this was intended to make areas feel more different to each other. We'll see how that goes. Wrath of the Cosmos is being rebuilt from the ground up. This is an incredibly dangerous thing you could do to your maps, but it wasn't entirely immediately obvious why the maps were so much more dangerous. For example, if you allocate the Perfect Storm and then you fight Cirrus and you get absolutely and utterly crushed, you know exactly why you failed that Cirrus. It's because you allocated the Perfect Storm, jumped the area up to level 85 and faced the Uber version, and you weren't ready for that yet. But on the flip side, you allocate Wrath of the Cosmos can feel fine for a little while until you do a map that has 5 altars in it rather than the typical 2 or 3, and in this one you just start taking staggering amounts of damage. Having 125% increase the amount of damage your character suffers is absolutely off the charts ridiculous. So that's what the old Wrath of the Cosmos did. The problem was that it was so powerful loot-wise, the players that were okay with dying quite a lot to one-shots were taking it anyway, and then they were recommending it to all their friends. People would copy an Atlas tree without realizing just how much danger they were signing up for when they allocated those nodes. Anyways, Wrath of the Cosmos is being completely and utterly reworked.
I think that might have been a big part of why people are bitching so much, because I did not assign that, and I also did not have a lot of issues.
The versus reward nature of the keystone is still in place. It's just a lot less intense now. The Eldritch Gaze keystone now only affects altars in maps influenced by the Eater of Worlds. The main reason for this is that we want you to invest Atlas passives into the influence type you're currently farming, rather than feeling compelled to take both of them at once. And just to explicitly call a spade a spade, this is a nerf to how much you can scale your reward from those keystones if you're one of the subset of players who were taking both in the past. The thing was that in order to take both of them in the past, you kind of needed to have an extraordinary level of defense on your character. We're not just talking Aegis Aurora and Melding the Flesh, we're talking Mage Blood as well. That was pretty much necessary in order to use that full setup properly and not be dying all the time. What was happening was that the players who had that full setup and also had both Wrath of the Cosmos and Eldritch Gaze were able to get a lot more loot per hour because they were able to do these super rippy maps without dying very much, whereas players that just had the Aegis Aurora and Melding the Flesh but not Mage Blood weren't really able to run this without dying a lot, and of course players that didn't have any of those powerful items were dying all the time in them. Conclusion, altar rewards are a bit more sensible now through clearer reward types and through toning down the extreme levels of giftiness. We're working towards making it so that players don't feel compelled to rush straight to map bosses in order to maximize their rewards. We updated Wrath of the Cosmos to be less brutal and a bit less rewarding. The intent wasn't to gut those systems just to slightly reduce their overall potency, and they should still be valuable sources of rewards. The other thing that's brought a lot of discussion in this manifesto is there's going to be a chance for Maven Witness map bosses to drop an Awakened Gem. I expect that this will be a very small chance for these to drop, but it's still going to be there, and it's something that's going to be an extra little bonus that's going to add up over time, and it's going to encourage players who are able to do it to run cycles where they run, for example, all the Shade Guardians while they're influenced, or all of the Conquerors while they're influenced, then run the Maven's Invitation that we fight those bosses, and then keep repeating the cycle.
That's another cool change.
See how this compares to Searing Exarch and
A lot of cool changes coming.
Lastly, I think this is going to have an interesting effect on the trade league economy. Not necessarily a good one either. This is going to cause a crash in the price of Awakened Gems, which is then going to make the Maven fight much more dependent upon the very rare Uber Maven exclusive Awakened in Power, Awakened in Light, and Awakened in Hand supports. These gems are very expensive and very rare and only drop from the Uber version of the fight. These are going to be the only reason to run the Maven in a mature league, and I don't know that that's going to feel all that good in play. That said,
that's great. I fucking hate the Maven. Slate it. That guy's the man. He does, I would do the same thing he did, but he does it better, so why would I do it when I could just watch him do it, who does it much better? Alright, I started the Delirium Everywhere event, so let's take a look at what I'm doing. I am giving a little skill called, I don't know what it's called until I log in and actually look at the name of the fucking skill. Free bleeding shirt rag. I am given the skill Lacerate a shot. Last night I farmed out this Tabula Rasa. Now I have Lacerate. I hate it. I do not like Mr. Lacerate. So let me put it on there. Let us run a quick little map. I've only barely gotten into maps. We'll just run a strand real quick. We'll run it white. Why the fuck not? Now, Lacerate seems to be pretty under damage. I managed to craft this axe, which isn't too terrible. It's a pretty good axe early on. Can't wait to find a Exalted Orb to smash an Exalted Orb on it and to see what I could possibly get for the third modification. Don't know what it would be, but, you know, it could be pretty good. These bleed pops are nowhere near as good as I thought they would be, to be honest. And the damage is quite dog shit. And, like, targeting different enemies with it is a bit difficult. Like, you can't really hold it down and try to move your mouse over to target different enemies, because you want to hit multiple enemies to let the bleed go through. I'm running Vault Earthquake, and that just works better in general. I just Vault Earthquake on these bitches, and then they die. So it's a much better experience to just rely on Vault Earthquake, and I'll probably put Vault Earthquake onto the 6 link. And just do this to fucking red bleed people or something. Because with Vault Earthquake, I just pop it, and then I can just run around. And Earthquake is just overall better. It does more damage, has better AoE. The bleed isn't that much weaker. It's just a much better experience. So I think Lacerate is simply for turbo map farmers using dual wielding. And I am trying to lacerate with a two-hander. I'm not fully done with the experiment yet. I will continue the experiment. Mostly I'm running Endless Delve to do this experiment. It's not exactly a fair comparison to other builds, but, you know, it is what I'm doing. Let's run a little bit of the red. The red does quite a bit more damage, but the AoE is so garbage on it. Feels like Reeve would just be all around better, even though I can't use that with axes. And the axe notes are pretty fucking good. Notes are the bee's knees. Let's just hit this earthquake, run around in circles, kill the bitches. Though I did just get the 6 link and everything's still kind of low level, so it might improve the performance. But the drain was just to be able to hit him with the wave of this red shit, then watch him pop and then run away. So hit with the red shit, watch him pop, run away. But they don't do enough damage to kill him in one shot, even in a white map.
I can't do this just yet.
And then the pop doesn't fucking do a jack shit. The AoE on the pop is super low, and the damage that the pops do is also super low, so it's kind of fucking pointless. So I think the correct way to build this is the way that everybody builds it. Which is usually the case, but I like to try my own thing out. So Lacerate probably works much better on either one-handed axe and a shield, or two-handed. Another reason for that is the passive that I have. Offhand you get endurance charges, main hand you get frenzy charges. So I'm not getting any endurance charges, so I'm missing out on 10% physical damage reduction. I tried to click that hand like 9 times, and none of the times I clicked it, it went through. I should have waited till I have all Earthquake for it. Oh, I'll get it from killing these guys. I have all Earthquake, so I can Vault Earthquake on the boss. Run around circles, hit him with some bleeds, run around in circles, hit him with some bleeds. Right, double maps. And that's the build. I don't even have fucking town portals. So you know what I do when I don't got town portals? I exit the character selection. Let's try this again. Why don't I have town portals? I must accidentally put them in the fucking bullshit. Put them in the stash. Bump, bump, bump. I most definitely did. Put them town portals back over here. Alright, let's take a look at how I'm pathing it. Right now, I just got the bleed and then this bad boy. Obviously, the two-hander makes it so I don't get the endurance charge from killing with an offhand. But that's fine. I'll just find a different way to get endurance charges, and then I'll still get that reduced physical damage. I just won't be able to get it. So I think I might path over to here, or most likely get a cluster jewel up in this bitch right here, or maybe even up here, and then path into here to get more of this physical damage multiplier. And then get the cluster jewel there. Either way, as I level up, I'll figure out what I'm going to do. I got this bad boy here. I'm going to pop these two. I'm going to go up here and get that. Maybe get these two. I might path all the way out of this if I have enough accuracy. I don't like these accuracy nodes because I don't crit. But it's only 1 point of mobility to get to them. So it's a good way to get more accuracy. And if you see, my accuracy is 4,218, which is above my life. But I do intend to get more life, especially with this. And then once I get rid of my tabula rasa, I'm going to have more life there. I might not be able to get accuracy on the weapon that I have, but I will try to get accuracy on my gloves. My gear is pretty good, considering I've found and crafted it all. That's not that great, but it's passable. It's all fairly average stuff. I'd like to be able to get rid of Purity of Elements, but with the not Delve Everywhere, with Delirium Everywhere, the elemental ailments are really strong. So I might try to pack in some avoidance or something, but I really want to be able to get rid of Purity of Elements to pop Hatred back on and run a Hatred Grace combo, which is probably the best combo you can do. I might want to go here and get more life leech, but I seem to be doing alright on survivability. That is the current build. I need to get more impale as well. I'll be getting this triple impale nodes. I got these axe impale nodes for this 12% impale increase with the axe damage. So this is pretty strong. Again, impale would work better with dual wielding than a two-hander. But I'm going to continue down this two-hander path to see what I can do. At least until I get Arena Challenger, which is going to increase my attack speed, which is really going to help with the feel of the build. The bleeds I don't think really matter because I'm not going for a Crimson Dance setup. After I fail with this two-handed project, good thing I don't have any of these two-handed nodes. It's all just axe nodes, so I could switch to a one-hander at any time without any impact. Though this right here would probably help, these nodes here. Since, you know, there's no pathing and it's just free damage. And this 5% chance to deal double damage is pretty good with bleeds. But for now, I'll keep going with this project. See how it works out. See how good I can get it. So far, I am disappointed. It's not very strong. Not a very good experiment. That is all for Path of Exile news. And I think I'll end the video there. That is your consumer morning. I'll be streaming this probably for the rest of the day after I make my lovely wife some lunch here in a little bit. I'll probably be on streaming at like noon or so. That is your coffee with the consumer.